It's just, oh man. Okay. Now I've goofed it. Oh man. Okay. Let me do it this way. Excuse me, bear with me just 1 minute, Elena. Excuse me just 1 second. I'm just pulling up the video. I had a little bit of technical difficulty here. So actually, my presentation is about an hour and a half. I'm not sure I don't know how I've got it up there for 2.5 hours. It must be. Oh boy, it's an hour and a half is my presentation. We'll see how this kind of works out here, plays out for me. This is a new way for me to do things. And all of this is a real brand new experience. So, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. And the sound quality is fine.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, good. We do have someone else. Okay, so first of all, guys, the first thing that I want to do tonight is I want to welcome all the guests to the program. This is the first time that Aurelie and I are working on this, on something like this together. It's a new event for both of us, and teaming up with Dr. Aurelie on this has been very inspiring. I'm so grateful for her interaction with me on it. I want to welcome all of her members and friends and associates and everyone that she's invited into the program. And I'm really excited to share and grow with all of you with our natural healing program over the next 10 days. So it was about 12 weeks ago now that we started to see images like this, right? And this was, very scary for a lot of people, right? We started seeing images in Wuhan. There was a lot of public frenzy. There was a lot of pandemonium. There was a lot of stuff on the news. It was just, it was on TV all of the time. These images were being shown to us. The kids' schools closed. There was a lot of chaos and worry and uncertainty, and my business closed down. And I was just like, what's going on? What is this all about? And there was so much uncertainty about what was going to happen. It was scary, right? I think it was scary for everyone. I think it was scary for all of us. I think all of us have to process this in our own way. I think that's very important. And I think every single person has to process it in their own way. Every single person has to deal with it. It's been a very scary thing. It's been anger. It's been separation. It's been virus. It's been economic turmoil. And all of these things, I think, create fear and anger and frustration in everyone. And everyone reacts to anger and frustration and fear differently. And so I don't think we can really blame anyone for how they're acting right now. I think we really have to accept kind of how everyone is. I don't think anyone knows what's going on, what's really going on. You know, we hear a whole bunch of different things. There's a lot of conflicting information. I don't want to pretend like I know what's going on. I'm not here to say that I know what's going on with regards to economy and politics and disease and some very scary ideas that have been portrayed. I honestly don't know what's going on. But what I know is 12 weeks ago, I was very scared. And I made myself vulnerable. I put myself out there that I was scared. And I kind of made a decision in my mind. I made a decision in my mind that, you know, definitely work was stopped. Everything was stopped. We're going into quarantine. You know, everything in the economy has changed or fallen apart. The bottom has dropped out of everything. You know, I'm off works. My work's drastically reduced. So it meant more sleep. It meant more rest. It meant more meditation. It meant more exercise and grounding time. And I decided that I was gonna take this low frequency energy, all of this fear and uncertainty that was around me, and I was going to do something positive with it. And so this is what it is. I collaborated with Dr. Relly, and we started speaking about a plan. We started talking about something. We started brainstorming about pulling something together that you know, we were both passionate about, and that would be helpful to our friends and our contacts, and could, you know, hopefully share something positive right now, because I think everyone needs a boost. Everyone needs something that's going to lift up their spirit and their energy right now. I think everyone needs that right now. I think it's very important. And so we came up with this plan to create this exercise, nutrition, and coaching program. And we brainstormed it, and we chose a date, and we committed our focus and diligence to it, rather than getting swallowed up in, you know, kind of what was going on around us. We made a decision that we were going to rise up and make ourselves better from it, or because of it. Grow, expand. Right? Rather than get caught up in the fear of the moment, let's see if we can step into the light of the moment. So that was the plan, and that's how this came about. And we're really happy that we had 50 people register in the program, and we've heard a lot of already positive feedback. So we're really excited about this whole thing. And now we're just excited to actually go through the program along with everyone and get some feedback from everyone and see, you know, how we can learn and grow and make ourselves better. And because that's what the whole program was about in the first place, was to, to take a fearful circumstance that was around us and turn it into something positive and valuable for ourselves to focus on, and for anyone that's our friend or associate of ours to connect to and grow also. That's what we wanted. So we chose action. We chose action, and that's a big part of what this program is about. It's about, making a decision to choose action. And, we've all got a story to tell. I'm no different than anyone else. I understand that everybody has a story. Everyone over 40 has had trauma, has had shadow, has had fearful things happen. This isn't the very first fearful, awful thing that's happened in society or to our world. And it's not going to be the last thing, right? We have to, learn how to cope with and grow from traumas and shadows, because they're a part of life. But the truth is that everyone is going to bump into things in their life. And we really can't blame anyone for whatever point they're at. So if they're at a point of fear and reaction to what's going on around, that's where they are, and that's their choice, and we can't blame them for it. And then, sometimes after the events gone by, you look back at it and then you have a change of perspective. And then you decide, okay, yeah, that happened to me in my life, but I've decided now that I'm going to step forward from this point forward, right? So at some point, whatever happens, whatever trauma we get, in the instant we may react. We may react to what's going on around me in the instant. But a little bit of processing time, I can stand back and I can say, maybe that's not the way that I need to react. Maybe I can react differently. Maybe I can change what's happened, change the way I think about what's happened. So I'm not overreacting to what's happening around me. Maybe I can choose a different action. Maybe I don't have to run in fear or hide away from this or escape it by drinking something or reading something. Maybe I don't need to run away from it. Maybe I can take a different action. Maybe I can actually take this negative circumstance or shadow memory or this bad part of me or something that's happened to me, and maybe I can actually pull that low frequency energy up. Maybe I can invite it up. Maybe I can embrace that energy. And then I can think about actually doing something creative with it. So if I can pull the low frequency energy up, it's to dig into whatever fear that we've got, whatever frustration that we've got, whatever anger that we've got, whatever sadness that we've got that we usually try to get away from. That's low frequency energy. When we're talking about healing, we're talking about rising up that energy, inviting it up, connecting to it, and raising up the frequency of it. That's what natural healing is all about. It's creating a new natural balance in your body, and we're doing that with love by embracing our circumstances rather than hiding out from them or hating them, running away from them. All right, so I'm going to just play this little video. It's just a 3-minute video, I think, and it tells you a little bit about me. It gives you a little bit of a background about me, where I came from, and then I've got a little bit to share about that.
Have you been struggling with a body weight or self-image problem? Do you have pain in your body? Are you living with frequent colds or the flu? Or even worse, a diagnosed incurable disease? How would you like to hear that none of these issues are real? How would you like to hear that all of these problems are illusions, figments of your imagination, created by incorrect information and limited beliefs? In fact, it's my life passion and purpose to inform you that you don't have to live a life in lack or limitation any longer. I am here to say the poverty mindset can become a thing of your past. You can step into your abundance. You don't have to be controlled by fear or anxiety. You can fix or heal your relationships. You can raise up your energy. You can learn to love yourself. You can step back into the very best version of you. You can heal your life. It's totally up to you. It's your choice. It's your decision. You are the power that can do this. You are the creator of your life. Each and every single one of us has this power. We all have access to the infinite divine root energy that is available to each and every one of us. We can command and direct this power out into our lives. We all need to get the truth. We all need new information. We all need to overcome the brainwashing. Every one of us needs to stop the incorrect thoughts. We all must rise above the wrong, limited beliefs that we have accepted and allowed to form our current reality. The truth is, you have the power. You can lose the weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. The truth is that there is no pain or disease that is permanent. There is no circumstance that you are stuck in. You can overcome any situation that you wish to in your life. You can do it now. You can begin today. You do not need any pills. You don't need any potions. You don't need to buy any powders or any medications. You have everything that you need to change your life. Welcome to my weekly YouTube broadcast show about weight loss, about healing, and about improving performance in any aspect of your life. I'm your host, John DePass, the Melon.
All right. So, I don't put that on to brag, but to just give you kind of like an understanding of the commitment that I had to this. I've been doing this my whole life. Since I was 13 years old, I've been into working out diligently, and I'm turning 48 next month. So this has been, 35 years of nothing but exercise and nutrition. It's been a complete life commitment for me. At 13, what really started the whole thing was I got into a fight in grade 7, and someone kind of dusted the floor with me in front of some girls and in front of some other people. And that was so disturbing for me and embarrassing for me that I committed myself to working out because I felt like I wasn't enough. And that was the driver. That was the driver, and that was the problem actually for my whole life. That was the problem that I had to fix, instead of trying to build up, this body, right? So, over the last 30 years, I've done 30,000 personal training sessions. Over the last 30 years, I studied kinesiology. I was in the Mr. Universe competition. I was Mr. North America. I see 30 to 50 people a day. I've been doing that for a couple of decades. For a very long time, I've been committed to helping people create change in their lives. And I'll tell you, by the time I hit 40, my body was filled with pain. My body and life were filled with pain. Everything in my body and life were really falling apart. I was declaring my second bankruptcy. My wife, my relationship was strained. My relationship with my kids was strained because of my financial, cavalcade. Physical pain in my body, in my neck, in my hips, in my Achilles, in my knees. Physical pain in my body. Digestive issues. I was medicated for not being able to sleep. I was taking a medication to Tums daily to manage my stomach. And I was popping like ibuprofen to manage the physical pain that I had in my body. And it really didn't make sense to me because I had been a personal trainer my whole life. I've been exercising my whole life. Why should I have this pain? And people were telling me that this was because of old age. And I just couldn't believe that. And so at 40, I didn't really give up on the idea that I was supposed to be. I didn't accept the idea that I was supposed to be this way, that life was supposed to be this way. I was supposed to be in this much pain. And I really started, pouring out to the universe for an explanation. Like, what am I supposed to do? Well, what's the matter? What am I supposed to change? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to grow? How am I supposed to change? And this is what the universe gave me. The universe gave me a bunch of information. I got sent to this book. This book turned up in my life, and I really encourage people to take a look at this book. It's a wonderful book by Dr. Arnold Ehret. So I mean, just so you understand that this whole thing, I was never into natural foods. I never intended to get into natural foods. I was into protein. I was into telling people to eat protein. I told people to eat protein for 25 years. And then my body was filled with pain. My whole life was going down the tube. And I cried out, and this is what was given to me, was this book. And I read this book, and I was just like transformed by the ideas in this book, which were completely different than everything that I'd ever learned and taught to everybody in exercise and nutrition for 25 years. And I started to dig deeper into it, and I realized that this has been going on since the beginning of time. Like Hippocrates was in Greek times, he was talking about these things. I mean, these ideas are not new. They were written in the Bible, but they were taken out of the Bible and hidden with the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Essene Gospels. I mean, this information has been suppressed and held down really since the beginning of time. It's always been crucified, this information, because what it is it's information that is empowering. It's empowering knowledge. And for whatever reason, whenever you're talking about true empowerment for people, for each individual to step into their own power, whenever we start talking about these things, somebody breaks it down, holds it back, right? For whatever reason. Now, these ideas, they've been through the test of time, and these ideas are also in the modern times. I mean, you see it in Tony Robbins, you see it in Abraham Hicks, you see it in The Power of Now, Wayne Dyer. There's so many current health and wellness experts, natural health and wellness experts that are teaching people the same knowledge. It's been going on since the beginning of time, that you can heal yourself. You can change your own life. It's a power that we all have. It's a change of mind. We can choose to create the life that we want. Everyone can create whatever life they want. You can fix your life. You can fix your relationships. You can learn to make more money. You can make more money. You can fix anything that's gone. It can all come back again. Oh boy. All things can be repaired. No matter what has happened, we can fix it all. And really what it takes to fix it all is it takes a change of mind. It takes a change of mind. It takes a change of mind. It takes a change of energy is what it takes. It takes a change of frequency, right? Because all of these things that were happening to me, all of these things were low frequency things. I was having low frequency circumstances occur in my life. And I needed to change my frequency. And I needed to change my mind. I needed to change my thoughts. I needed to change my habits. I needed to change my behaviors in order to make that a reality. You know, some people here, I think, want to lose weight. Are there people here that want to lose weight? If you want to lose weight, could you just tap, I want to lose weight into the chat? Could you tap, I want to lose weight into the chat? If you want to lose weight, I want you to type weight loss into the chat. If you want to heal pain, I want you to type pain, heal pain into the chat. If you want to make more money, I want you to type, you know, I want to make more money into the chat. If you want to fix your relationship, I want you to type fix relationships in your chat. I want everyone to write into the chat now what it is that they want. I want you to make a commitment in your mind. I want you to commit to it on paper. I want you to, in front of an audience, make yourself accountable. You know, say what it is that you want. Like, make yourself vulnerable, and you don't have to either. But I'm encouraging you to participate, you know, in the program as much as you can. And this is like a process of actually participating, right? It's actually through the process of participation that we're expanding, right? We're trying to expand ourselves. We're trying to grow ourselves. It's a decision first, a thought, like I want to grow something. I want to change myself. It's a choice in my mind. And then it's a word, something I got to say. So it's just a dream when it's in my head, right? And then when I speak it, then it starts to become a little bit more real. It starts to go from a thought into a vibration, right? And then from a thought into a vibration, and then it goes into a habit or a behavior, an action. When I take the thought and I say it as a word and I tell somebody, that makes me accountable. That's accountability. That's the value of accountability, because now a person can ask you about it and follow up. So it's scary to make ourselves vulnerable and put ourselves out there because we're afraid it won't come or we won't be able to do it. But we got to stop. We got to step into the fear. We got to stop running away from the fear. We got to accept the fear. You know, it's kind of like there's light, there's day, and there's night. There's both. It's like we can't have life without day and night. We have to be able to step into that fear. We got to find a new natural balance, and that's okay. Excellent, guys. Excellent, guys. So you see, weight loss is a big one there. Weight loss is a big one. I see weight loss. I see obviously pain, and see the link here, right? That these are all linked. These are all linked. I had pain. I had financial problems. I had relationship problems. I had digestive problems. I had sleep problems. Like, it's not one thing. It's always a variety of low frequency stuff. right? It's what it is it's low frequency stuff. It's low frequency thoughts, words, and energy that's creating physical pain inside of your body and, you know, manifesting itself, demonstrating itself as body fat, sickness, illness, or disease. And, you know, what we really need is we need to take we need to get a higher frequency. We need to raise up the frequency of that low frequency stuff. We need to elevate it. So we need to elevate the frequency of the being. The human being needs to go up in frequency, right? I need to expand myself. I need to, and as I think about it, as I speak about it, as I take physical actions or daily practices towards it, the process, the practice, the process expands me. So it's through the process that I'm expanded. So if I don't participate in it, I'm not expanded. Just trying to think about it is not enough. I got to think about it. I got to speak about it. I got to do the actions of it. I got to get conscious with it. I've got to take a higher perspective. I've got to take a higher perspective. That's what a coach can do for you, right? Coach is just someone that looks at you from an outside set of eyes, right? I'm just going to look at you from an outside set of eyes. And from my perspective, I can see this. From my perspective, I can see we need to do this or we should do this if we want to expand ourselves, right? This is what it's all about, is trying to expand ourselves. And we have to move through the practice in order for it to happen. The practice must be physical and emotional. It has to be holistic. The human being is a physical and an emotional being. We have to address the human being physically and emotionally to heal. Does that make sense? Right? So, thoughts. Nothing can happen in our reality. Nothing can come into our reality until it first comes into mind. Right? We can't have anything happen in physical reality until it first comes into mind. So it cannot be in the physical reality until it is of mind. So if I don't believe in it, it's impossible. So one massive thing about losing the weight, healing the pain, fixing your relationship, or making more money is believing that you have that power inside of you. So it's to believe that I have that power. How to believe that I have that power inside of me. How to believe that I have the power to heal my body and my life, to lose this weight, to heal my pain, to fix my relationships and make more money, create a different future for myself, be more optimistic, feel good about myself, right? I got to think about it. I got to speak about it. Notice when I speak about it, maybe for an instant, let me allow you to experience it. Let me allow you to experience it. Let's say for a moment, if you were to think now about your maybe greatest vacation. Just close your eyes for a second and think about your greatest vacation. So you're using your thinking mind, you're using your analytical mind, you're using your left brain, you're using your masculine mind. You're thinking about it. I'm thinking about my holiday. It's in my mind. And then you may even be able to conjure some feelings in the brain.
Ciao.
So we need to have a vision in our mind. We need to get a vision in our mind. We need to get a clear vision in our mind of what it is that we want to attain. Right? So if it's weight loss, if it's pain relief, then we have to come to the idea in our mind of what it would be like to be down 20 or 30 or 40 pounds, to have that power. What would it feel like if I had the power to be back in my leanest body again? And I would even encourage you that if the goal is weight loss, to see where else in your life that it's got a similar effect going on. So I mean, if you've got a problem with your weight, like there's probably some other part of your life that is kind of makes you feel the same way as your weight problem does. It's like you're in that feeling too much in your life, and the weight is the result of that feeling that you've got in some aspect of your life. It could be in your career, it could be in your finances, it could be in a certain specific relationship in your life, or maybe a missing something, or it could be like a habit or behavior, an addiction that's causing this. It could be an obsession. It could be expressing itself in a variety of different ways. What we need to do is see that we can change our energy with our thoughts. We can go to our vacation right now with a change of mind. We can go to our vacation right now with a change of mind. We can see ourselves on the beach. You can imagine yourself on the beach. You can feel that into your life. You can see it in your mind's eye, and then feel it into your life. So it's a vision in the left brain, which conjures a feeling in the feminine brain, in the right brain. So it's a balancing of the two hemispheres of the brain, the yin and yang, the two energies, the polar energies that are within us. It's a balancing of these two separate bits of ourselves. It's coming to terms with both sides of ourselves. It's finding a natural balance within ourselves. So, those thoughts there's fearful thoughts that you try to get away from. It's like accepting them. It's learning how to accept them. That's coming to a peaceful thought. That's a higher perspective. That's a higher frequency thought. That's looking at your problem, your circumstance, your situation from a higher perspective. Gosh, I've lost my video. I've totally lost my direction completely. So for whatever reason, this is how it has. This is how it has arrived. Anyhow, I am the creator. I am the creator of my circumstances. I have to believe. I have to believe that I am the creator of my circumstances. I have to come to believe that. And I've got to move through the practice in order to experience it and feel it. We've got to move through the practice in order to experience the expansion of frequency. I'm going to expand my frequency by physical practices. Exercise. We're going to try to exercise daily for the next 10 days. You try to get out for a walk, 15 to 30 minutes, twice a day. That would be great. Get out for a walk, 15 to 30 minutes, twice a day. If you can get out in nature, if you can get out in the sunlight when you do it, awesome. Or you can go for a formal workout. We've got some formal workouts scheduled for you. Dr. Arelli and I are going to be doing some formal exercise with you. Wednesday, Dr. Arelli will be doing a little bit of stretch and strengthen with you. I'm going to do a workout with you on Thursday morning. We're going to do a workout on Friday afternoon. So there'll be some exercise. But if you're not able to tune in to exercise with us, you can do your exercise on your own too. Go for walks, go for bike rides, go play tennis, go for golf. Get out, get moving, get active. That movement is going to stimulate and change your frequency. We're going to practice that every single day. Practice that daily. So it's physically changing your energy. Thoughts. Nothing can appear in the physical reality until first it comes in the mind, right? So I got to think and speak about what it is that I want every single day. I got to come to the energy of what it is that I want. So I got to be able to think it and say it in my mind, but not only think it and say it. That's the masculine mind that thinks it, that says it. Thoughts and then words. Words take the thoughts and bring them into the physical. So we got to practice those thoughts and those words to manifest a physical change in our body or life, to change our body weight, to change our body fat, to change the pain in our body, to change our health, to change our wealth, to change our relationships. These are all physical changes in my life. First, I've got to fix them within my mind. And then I've got to fix them within my body. And then they will fix around me. Right? So I'm addressing myself physically and emotionally to expand myself, to raise my frequency so that I change the energy that I'm putting out into the world. If I want to change my world, I've got to change the energy that I'm giving to my world. If I want to get something different from my world, then I got to change the energy I give to my world. So I've got to rise up my frequency, my vibration. Now I'm going to do that with physical practices, exercise, physical practice, thoughts and words, physical practice, nutrition, high energy foods, live foods, foods that contain life force energy, raw foods. Dr. Arelli will be getting into foods in detail with you tomorrow. She'll give you some recipes and the whole bit on Wednesday, how to prepare those meals for yourself as well too. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to take in raw food, live food, high energy food, right? As much as we can. Nobody's perfect and nobody needs to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect. You just need to get a new natural balance. You have to change the way that you're currently engaging with your life in order for your life to start giving you something different. So whatever way you're currently doing it, you're going to have to change it a little bit, right? So physical practices, movement daily, if we can get twice a day. Physical practices, thoughts and words, coming to the energy of what it is that you want first thing in the morning. Not coming to the energy of what is, not coming to the energy of what you need to do, not coming to the energy of the problem. It's coming to the energy of the solution, right? What would it feel like if I was to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds? What would it feel like if I was to be over this pain? What would it feel like if I was abundantly rich? How would you feel if you were rich? How would you feel if your relationship was your dream, you found your dream partner and you had the most passionate, loving relationship with them? How would that feel for you? Right, so it's the coming to the feeling of it. That's the emotional bit. That's the feminine bit. We've got to balance those thoughts, the decisions, those choices in the masculine mind, and the feelings that we feel in the emotional body, the feminine body, right? We have to spend the time feeling it. That's the consciousness bit. That's the emotional healing bit. That comes from being present, right? That's the emotionally healing bit. The energetic healing bit, the expansive bit, is being conscious and present. Being in the moment, being in the here and the now. The power is always in the here and now. The power is always present. So can I get to present with the practices that I'm doing? Can I become present with the practices that I am doing? So I'm exercising, I'm eating raw food or raw juices, I'm fasting daily, I'm being conscious of my breaths, coming to the present. That's watching the breath. Each moment is separated by a breath. So if I bring myself to the attention of the breath, I can bring myself to the here and now. And that's where the power is. The power is always in the here and now. So that's the conscious bit. That's the emotional healing bit. I've got to do that daily. I've got to practice emotionally healing and physically healing daily. So my physical practices, exercise, food, raw foods, fasting, and thoughts and words, physical practices, and my emotional practice, my emotional healing, my energy healing that way is consciousness. My intentions right here, right now. What are my intentions right here, right now in this moment? Am I thinking about the fear that's around me right now? Am I thinking about the problem that's going on right now? Or at this moment right now, am I thinking about the goal? If the goal is to love myself and love my life more, that's a different than thinking about the problem with my relationship. The energy of thinking about the problem in my relationship is bringing me down if I have a problem in my relationship. Now, the energy of thinking about my relationship in the way that I want it, not the way that it is, but in the way that I want it. I have to get conscious more often. I have to get conscious of my day-to-day practice. I have to get conscious of myself daily, more often. I need to be more present in my day and in my life. That's what natural healing is about, loving your life, coming into your presence. What is your presence? Your love. You're a love being. You're a being of love. Right? Every single one of us here is a being of love. We need to step into that love. We need to believe in it, to know about it. We need to step into it. So I'm going to first make sure that we have a little bit of an experience, an actual experience now of actually doing some conscious healing for a minute. So this is something that I have just created, and this is something I wanted to release tonight for the very first time. I'm calling it my power moment. It's never been done by me before. It's never been named. I've been starting to do this. It's a new practice that I do, and I've been sharing. I'm beginning to share. It's kind of something that I'm calling my own. It's a power moment, and this is how it's going to work. Is I'm going to give you a 60-second period, and in that 60-second period, you're going to try to take in as many oxygen breaths as you can. You fill your lungs with oxygen. See, oxygen is a very magical element. It alkalizes your body. It brings energy into your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 minute. I'm going to call it a power moment. We're going to physically do something. Take some oxygen into the body. We're going to hyperoxygenate for 1 minute. And then we're going to hold our breath for as long as we can, or 1 more minute. Pant like we're breathing as vigorously as we can for 1 minute, and then we're going to hold our breath for a minute if we can. And this is going to be called a power moment. Okay, it's something that I'm introducing tonight. I'm going to start my clock, and it's going to chime every 30 seconds. So you're going to hear 2 chimes to make it a minute. We are going to take as many deep breaths in as deeply as we can and exhale as fully as we can, as quickly as we can for 60 seconds. And then we're going to take 1 final deep breath and we're going to hold it in for a minute if we can. We're going to have the experience of a power moment. And then afterwards, we're going to just talk a little bit about it. Okay? Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Take in as much oxygen as you can into your body as quickly as you can, and exhale as much carbon dioxide from your body as quickly as you can for 1 minute, as quickly as you can. 10 more seconds. One last deep breath. And hold. Hold that energy inside your body as long as you can, up to a minute if we can. You are halfway there. Feel changes in your body. If you feel changes in your body with energy, that's normal and okay, don't worry. 10 seconds more if you can. Good. Now just check in with yourself there for a second. Can you feel a difference in your energy there? Just from 2 minutes of changing your breath, your awareness of your breath. And so that's a 2 minute practice. And we're consciously evaluating. We're saying, yeah, I can feel a little bit of a difference inside of my body from a 2 minute breath practice. And there's like an awareness like, oh, so I have that power. It's a knowledge that I have the power to change my frequency with my breath in just a minute or two. So it's like by going through the experience, you recognize something different than before you went through the experience. And that's what natural health is. And this is the problem with natural health, is that until you actually go through the process of unfooding, you don't recognize the benefit of it. Until I suggest this idea. Wonderful responses. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you feel the difference, and after having the experience, and that's what this program was designed for, was to give you a 7 to 10 day experience where we're going to be fasting every single day. Like people, I mean, myself, I thought it was maybe not good to fast, or it's not healthy to fast. I mean, 7 years ago, forget about it. If you thought I would have gone a day without food, like that would have been a stupid idea. But now I recognize that when we take away the food, that there's nothing else except the energy that's inside of you. So if you want to find your true essence, if you want to know where it is and what it is, if you want to hear the gentle promptings of your soul, you want to be still. And that stillness comes and is created from emptiness. And it grows because whatever we focus on grows. So if we practice it and we start to recognize it, we start to learn about this place, we start to learn about this balanced feeling inside of us that we're actually able to actually settle ourselves into a little bit more comfortably and naturally and normally, that we can actually be in this place and stay in this place a little bit more often. Receive more of my life with my higher energy. That's what it is. Just being more conscious in my life. Right? So it's exercise daily. It's raw food nutrition in as small a window as possible. If that makes sense. And it is unfooding, trying to stay empty 14 to 16 hours a day. We're practicing that. If we can stay empty for 18 or 20 hours, awesome. Next week, we want to try going longer, 24-hour fast, 36-hour fast, or just a water fast or a juice fast for 36 hours or 72 hours. Dr. Arnold Ehret, the book that I read, he healed thousands of people 100 years ago. We're not going to be actually recommending a dry fast on this program. This program, we're just going to be a little more gentle and introductory. If you are more experienced and you wanted to experiment with that dry fast, please feel free to do that. But that's not really a part of this program, dry fasting. This is about water fasting, raw juice, fruit fasting, or just raw food fasting. If we could do that for 24 hours at least, 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, just on juice, just on water, just on fruits. Try to reduce the chewing action if we can. If we can just go to juices, that reduces the chewing action, which reduces the digestive work, which creates more rest inside of the body. So if we can cut down the chewing, great. If we do have to chew, then if we can just chew fruits, great. And if we have to chew vegetables, that would be the next, right? It's density of food. We want to reduce the most dense foods. The big chain molecules, proteins and fats are the big chain molecules. Proteins are a chain of amino acids, and fats are a chain of fatty acids. Starch is a chain of glucose. So I could eat the chains, or I could eat fruits, which are just the fructose and the glucose, which is just individual molecules. So that's just glucose versus glucose is in a chain, makes a starch. So if I eat it in a starch, then I got to digest it. That's more work. If I eat it in a protein, I got to digest it to get the amino acid. I can get the amino acid from the fruits and the vegetables. Then I don't have to eat the protein in order to get the amino acids. It's not the protein that I need, it's the amino acid. It's a change of thought is what we need. We need to change our minds. We need to change our understanding. We need new information. Okay, but health is not food. Health is not vitamins. Health is not minerals. Health is not something that we get. Health is something that we choose. Health is something that we step back into. Health is something we return to. We can return to health. We can find our natural balance again. We can balance the feminine and masculine within us. We can find the peace within ourselves. There's two forces here. There's always two forces here. I want to be, honor everybody's time here. I don't want to go too long, but I do want to do a short little guided meditation. I want to do a short little guided meditation. I definitely want to answer anybody's questions about this program after that. I'm sorry that this presentation tonight did not go according to plan. So I imagine that there may be bits that are left out here. And what I intend to do is actually to record the proper entire program and get it out to you all, hopefully by midday tomorrow. So I will be doing this again, but for sure, I want to do a meditation. I for sure want to answer anybody's questions if they have any questions, and I want to wrap it up for tonight. So let's say I've got a 10-minute meditation, and then any question time. Anybody, feel free to keep me as long as you'd like. I'm here to serve for the evening. So let's collectively come together now. For a moment together. Let's find a place where we're comfortable, where we can sit comfortably, like we cannot be distracted. We cannot be distracted by discomfort of any kind. So a comfortable sitting position or a laying down position, whatever you prefer. Try to close your eyes. Let's try to shut off the sense of sight, because that can be distracting. And what we want right now is we want to manage the thoughts. I want you to allow me to guide your thoughts. This will be a guided meditation just for 10 minutes. Allow me to take your thoughts. Trust in me for the next 10 minutes. Let me take management of your mind for a moment, please. Just watching your breaths, watching your in and your out breath. So just trying to stay with your breath, with your attention to your breath alone. So see if you can watch your in and your out breath. That no matter what comes into your mind, you're trying not to go with anything in mind at all. Trying to stay solely with the breath. Be the guard to the door, to your mind, just for the next few moments. Watch your breath, your in breath and your out breath. Practice 5 or 10 of your own in breaths and out breaths, and pay no attention to anything other than your breath. Don't allow any thought in your mind to take control. Maintain your power. You are the power. Take back your power. Control your mind for 5 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. So just staying with your breath. Just thinking for a moment that we're going to, over the next 10 days, we're going to learn basically how to summon our power. We're going to learn a system, a method of rising up our frequency, expanding ourselves, stepping into our highest energies, our highest self, our greatest expression. Thinking about that, think about your greatest feeling. Think about your most maybe exciting sexual experience. Think of the height. Think of your wedding day or birth of your child. Think of something. Think of yourself being filthy rich, abundantly rich. Think of yourself swimming in unlimited wealth. Consider it for a moment in thought. Take your mind to this place. Imagine yourself receiving this abundance, this love, this unconditional love. Imagine it. So you're thinking about it. You're listening to me say it. You're thinking about it, speaking about it, and then we're feeling it. That's the feminine, creative mind. That's the feelings. That's the feminine. Feel it into your reality. Feel your health. Feel your wealth. Feel your love. Imagine being the power that could feel your own loving power. Imagine it right now. 3 to 5 breaths. Just imagine your unconditional love filling up inside of you. So that's just taking a conscious practice. Just imagining, using your imagination. Your imagination is a muscle that must be exercised. It's our creative energy. It's our creative force. It's our energy that we can use to create change. It's our energy that we can use to create anything that we can dream about in our minds. We can think it in the masculine mind, the thought seed, the loving energy of our universe. Single force, the original force, the creative force, one loving, unconditionally loving beam of energy. And from the back of the cosmos, from the unmanifest space, this loving energy, the pulse, the heartbeat of the universe, it comes and creates physical reality. From the unmanifest, from the non-physical, it creates the physical. It creates the physical by separating itself into 2. The loving force separates itself into 2, masculine and feminine, so that it can experience love, the unity of itself with itself. So from the back of the cosmos, light comes. Father seed, Father Son, the light seed. The light seed that fertilizes Mother Earth and inspires her to create everything alive, the fruits, the vegetables, and everything living. If we eat those foods, we can be well. From the back of the cosmos, the light, Father, Son, comes and brings the light and gives the love, the loving light unconditionally to Mother Earth. Mother Earth takes the light and manifests everything with it. Just the same, you can use your masculine mind as a seed, a thought, a vision, an idea. You can choose to envision yourself healthy and well, lean and strong. You can choose to believe you have that power. And then you can imagine having that power. Your creative feminine mind, you can feel it into your reality. This is a practice. This is a choice. This is an energetic sitting. This is a healing, natural healing. When you put a cast on your broken arm, the arm heals. It mends itself well, but it has to sit still in the cast for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. If you want to be well, you have to sit still. You have to learn to sit still. You have to learn to be still. We have to learn to be still and recognize the thoughts that are in the mind. So fasting is sitting and waiting for the mind to say, it's time to eat. You must eat. And then you can sit there for a moment and you can say, why do I need to eat now? What if I don't? What happens if I don't? You can act on the thought, you can react to the thought, or you can act in a different way. Fasting just teaches us self-discipline, and self-discipline is the power of the masculine mind to manage thought, to manage actions and habits and behaviors and words. Self-discipline. It's taming the masculine mind, managing the thoughts. It's a practice. And from going through the practice for the next 10 days, you're going to expand and you're going to see. You're going to see from the experience, and we want to talk to you after. We want to get the feedback. I'll end our practice tonight by inviting anyone to ask any questions that they have, if they have any questions. We don't have to have questions, but if you would like to unmute yourself and ask a question, or just give a comment or share anything, I would love to have feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comments. If you'd like to unmute yourself, you could. Feel free to comment. And it's okay to be shy, but it's also okay to step up to being shy and making a comment. But you don't have to. Thank you so much. Thank you. We've got a few more events. Obviously, Dr. Arelli coming on tomorrow. She'll be doing about raw foods mostly tomorrow, nutrition tomorrow. She'll be talking about that. I think we're going to do a question and answer on Wednesday. Thanks, David. Thanks, Mary, Elena, Roberta, Joan, Mary, Claudia. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Wednesday night, we'll do a question and answer live. Dr. Arelli will be doing some food preparations. We got a workout Thursday morning. We got a workout Friday afternoon. We got mindset with Dr. Arelli on Saturday. And we've got a meditation, a group meditation and energy healing on Sunday morning. And then we're going to do our fast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, our very best fast. We're just kind of preparing ourselves for a week with thoughts and words and practice. And then next week, we're going to try and go for a longer fast and have that experience. And then afterwards, we're going to get some feedback from anyone that wants to share. We'd love to get that feedback. we're using a medication. Is this a medication that needs to be with food? Is it? I'm going to be recording this video. Oh, this video was recorded, so this video will be going out to everyone. So you'll get this, but I'm also going to be recording the actual presentation that I had intended to give to you tonight. So I'm excited actually to actually give you the correct information. But I'm glad that we were able to salvage something that you appreciated. If you can do it on an empty stomach, it's fine, great. You don't need to eat, right? This is about not eating, right? As long as you can into the day. Starting your, really reducing the need for breakfast. You know, if you can eat, skip breakfast and have lunch and dinner, if that's what you need to do. If you can go from 3 meals to 2 meals, if you can go from 5 meals to 4 meals or 3 meals, it's about eating less. Listen, every single animal on the planet that's eaten less food has lived longer and healthier.
I have a question.
Great.
So like I'll be fasting, or I'll intend to fast for a day, and then I'll just mindlessly grab a handful of nuts and I'll be halfway through them and I remember I was fasting. So what do you do? Just put a note on everywhere. By the way, you're fasting.
You know what it is maybe you're just not kind of fired up enough about it, right? It's just not prompt enough. The feminine energy is the feeling energy. The feminine energy is the feeling energy. So sometimes the feeling energy can feel like, I feel like I want to do this, or I feel like I want to do that, or I feel like I want to eat this, or I feel like I want to drink that, or I feel like I want to smoke that, whatever, smell that, right? I mean, this is the feminine energy. It bounces around. It's creative energy. It jumps around. And it's beautiful energy. But it doesn't keep us in a straight line. So we need that masculine decision. We need that choice. That's the masculine mind. That's a real firm decision. Like, I'm committing to this. That's a real firm decision. I'm committing to this, and I'm thinking about it and speaking about it, and that, you know, you're accountable. Like, you're getting emails every single day. You're getting information. We're talking about it. You're circulating yourself around it. You got other people that are doing it with you. So it helps you to think about it more. So hopefully this experience will just give you an alternative outcome than what you know in the past. So in the past,
Well, I fasted 3 days once, but that's about the limit.
There you go.
And it's just getting past the first day that's hard, and then after
That's
that,
right. You just kind of face up to it, right?
yeah. And then the other hard thing is when you have to fix food for your family, or they're fixing food and it smells good. What do you do then? Go for your walk.
That's a tough one for sure. But you know what? Like, this is just like a 7 to 10 day experience, right? Like, so I mean, after the experience, and you can decide what you want to do, right? So it's like whatever it is that you like is still going to be there. You know what I mean? Whatever food is going to be there on the weekend too. Like, you can relax, and you can give it up Monday to Friday, and then you can have it on the weekend. You know, it's not like you can't have it. It's just you're taking a little time away. But this is it, Elena. You're on it. Like, this is what it is that it's learning how to be comfortable. You know, someone else is eating, like, and I've been through this too. Like I said, I've got a family, right? So, and I'm fasting a lot. So, you know, I've got other people in my family that are eating and drinking and carrying on around me. And a lot of the times I've fallen into it. And so I understand it completely.
Yeah.
Completely. But with practice with expansion of yourself, you'll find that you'll stop feeling sorry for yourself, because that's what it is. It's like, I'm getting ripped off because they're eating Doritos and I'm not.
Right. Well, the other thing is I have kids that are adults, and I'll say, well, I'm intermittent fasting. I'm only eating after 5. I'm just eating at night or whatever. And they're like, no, Mom, you've got to eat food. You know, and they will force feed me.
People around us will always tell us stuff that we got to do. But this is about being a sovereign being. Like, what's going on around me? Wear a mask. Why? Disinfect everything. Like, whatever's going on around you, what people are telling you need to eat. You're not getting enough protein. You're not getting enough vitamins. You're not healthy. There's always going to be these voices around you that are always going to be telling you that you're not doing the right thing. You know, like, especially when you get into any kind of relationship with a coach. And your coach is saying, for you to come forward, you're going to have to do this. And as soon as you try to do this, everyone around you is going to go like, what the heck do you think you're doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and I don't eat meat either. And all my family do eat meat, and not all of them, but the majority of them do. And one of my in-laws, my son-in-law, is just terrible. And he sabotages my daughter bad. So makes fun of me all the time.
Well,
makes
no
fun of
one
my
really
celiac.
can sabotage you unless you let them.
Right.
This is the thing. They can say something to you, and then you can decide whether or not you're going to let them, let what they said, like, take control. Like, people say things to me all of the time. You know, I've gotten stronger with, you know, as I work through the process, I've expanded, and now I can say and do things and not be so affected. Right? But that comes from growing, and growing comes from working through the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So by standing up to the fasting problem, by making the decision, by being more committed, by, you know, listening to everyone telling me things and then going, yeah, okay, that's all right, or not answering and just ignoring it and just going on. That's how you learn how to come into your power and go, oh no, like, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or says or does. And actually, the people that you love the most will be the worst.
Yeah, they are. But they're the only people I associate with anyway. So my family. So.
Yeah, but your family's going to be the worst.
Yeah, they are.
Unfortunately, that's the reality of it, is that the ones that you love the most will be the most challenging obstacle for you, the biggest resistance. Because when you start loving yourself, when you start taking control of your own health, wealth, abundance, love, you start taking control of that for yourself, then you don't need as much food. You don't need as much interaction from others. You don't need as much coffee or alcohol or meat or sex. So as those things start to change, the other person is going to feel the difference. As you start pulling into yourself to get more energy from within, it's going to change the energetic exchange in your relationship, every single one of them. So every single one of your relationships will be a little bit offset. That's part of you changing your frequency. It's a discomfort. It's gonna happen. And it's just a part of it. It's just a part of the natural healing game. As you expand, as you change your frequency, your world's gonna change. It's not all like beautiful. There's gonna be like some parts to it that are like, that's not great. No, it's not great. It's hard. It's hard being alone when you're trying to do that, because no one else around you's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's a resistance to it, because everyone's doing it the other way. Everyone's working in a backwards way. Everyone's living their life like good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's good and that's bad. Everyone's living their life that way. So when you start living your life with like, you know, night and day, like you got to love the night and the day,
Mm-hmm.
because they're both. You have to accept that there is night and there's day. There's both. It's duality. There's two energies here. There's always two energies here. The loving force separated into two in order to make love, to experience the physical. Love separated and created two to experience the physical. That's what it is. It's an interaction of two energies, two opposing energies. Like they never meet. Can you imagine parallel energies? They never meet. Husband and wife will never see eye to eye. You'll never find the one that will see, because women are feeling beings and men are thinking beings. And sometimes the woman wears the masculine role and sometimes the man wears the feminine role. There's nothing really to do with all about men and women. It's masculine and feminine. In some parts of your life, you may be more masculine. In some parts of your life, you may be more feminine. Different relationships can bring out different things in different people.
Well, thank you. You answered my question.
Thank you for commenting and sharing. I really appreciate it. And if you have anything more, I would love to hear.
Okay. Not right now, but I was trying to think of things I could do to like not eat today. Like, and it didn't bother me really because I stayed busy, but like I was thinking of all the things I could do other than eat. So I thought I made like a list of things I could do.
You made a list of what?
Things I could do besides eat.
So
Play my flute or work in the garden. So I did all
awesome.
that.
That is awesome,
My
right?
granddaughter. Yeah.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. I love that. Beautiful. Yeah, thinking about other things that I can do. Thinking about other things that I can do other than eat, and thinking about, and what's wrong with being hungry? Just for a second, just ask yourself that. Like, if I'm hungry, what's wrong with it?
I actually feel better when I don't eat all the time. I mean, I feel better when I'm empty. There's my daughter.
Hi.
Where's Daddy at?
And I have a problem with a lot of foods because I just don't digest food that well. So I usually feel
fasting
better.
is a great way to fix digestive problems. It's it's the best way to fix.
That's why I quit meat. Yeah.
Awesome. Quitting the meat is a great one.
Yeah. And dairy and all that. But I just I kind of want to quit the grains now.
These are the heavier foods, and it's not to quit them. You don't have to quit them. It's just you have to reduce them. Like, why don't you just have the starches on the weekend, kind of thing? Save the starches for the weekend. You know, see if you can try to keep them out of the week, or maybe just on Wednesday and the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go Monday, Tuesday without, and you go Thursday, Friday, and then Friday night you relax. You know, like you just have to play with it and massage it to fit it into your life.
Yeah.
You have to make it work for you. It's a fasting lifestyle. It's an unfooding lifestyle. It's an expansive lifestyle. It's a growing lifestyle. It's like I'm changing my frequency. I'm growing my frequency. I'm expanding myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lifestyle of doing that, getting my energy from within me, creating my energy myself, being a manifester of my own energy, taking that control, power for myself, managing my health myself. Talking about emotions a little bit. Wish I didn't have to deal with emotions. This is it though. So this is the thing, is a lot of times we think that it's about avoiding emotions. And that's, it's not actually that. It's not actually avoiding emotions. It's actually moving into the shadow, moving into the dark emotions. It's going into that uncomfortable place, which may actually be a site of pain in your body. It's very much associated with pain in your body. And going into that place psychologically and feeling that pain to release it. It's like to go into those dark emotions and feelings, not to avoid them, not to have a coffee, not to drink some alcohol, but to actually speak to them and invite them to come up and say, yeah, I want to feel you. I want to know you. I want to experience you. I want to love you. I want to know what the thoughts are here. Come up into my life. I want to see you. I want to know you. I want to feel you. You got to speak to yourself, to your shadow emotions. You got to talk to that pain in your body. You got to talk to your body fat. You got to say, hey, you know what? Like, I'm ready to let you go. Like, I want to understand what this is. I want to know what you are. I want to know what I need to understand. I want to know what the thoughts are that are associated with this. I want to know what the habits are that are associated with this. I want to understand this. I want to understand you. I want to see you. I want to feel you. I want you to come up and be back in my life. My inner child. I want to speak to that inner child, little child. I'm sorry I didn't love you. I'm sorry I didn't give you the care that you needed. I want you to come back up. I want you to come back up into my life. I want to have all of you. See you, David. See you in the morning, buddy. So it's not to avoid the emotions. It's not to avoid the emotions. It's actually to go into them. It's actually to experience them. That's how we overcome them. That's how we heal the shadow. That's how we elevate the shadow. That's how we raise up the frequency. Wim Hof breaths. Yes, I was very inspired by Wim Hof myself. The breath work is and I do want to, we did a 1 hour, 1 minute power minute. I had planned to do 2 today. We did a little meditation. But yeah, like if you can do a power minute like that, like as many breaths as you can take in 60 seconds and then hold your breath and then repeat it again, as many breaths as you can take in 60 seconds and then hold your breath and then one more time. So it's a 5 minute, it's a power moment. I'm calling that a power moment. And this is just like quickly changing the oxygen in my body, quickly alkalizing my body, quickly oxygenating my body, changing my energy, and being conscious of it because I'm breathing and breath work is what brings us to conscious awareness. It's what brings us to present. Soma breathing. I'm not familiar with Soma breathing. I've seen different types of breath work. I don't know that one, but there's lots of different pranayama, lots of different breath work. All of this stuff will be put onto Facebook. All of this stuff will be on YouTube. It'll be on both. It'll all be out in the emails. You'll get personal emails. If you ever want anything or need anything, you can always reach out to us. We can make sure that you get anything. I will be recording this in its entirety again with the video that was supposed to be here. So you'll get that one as well too. Try your best to stick with the entire program. Commit to the entire program as much as you can over the 10 days. Try to make a full commitment as much as you can. Diligently practice it for 7 to 10 days. And then you know, we would love to get your feedback. We'd love to talk to you about it. And don't feel shy, and don't feel like anything that you're thinking or saying is wrong or bad. It's all valuable. It's all valuable. And when you share, I grow. I feel valuable. I feel helpful. So awesome. Awesome, Elena. Awesome, Claudia. Thank you. I love it. I love it. I love it, Elena. I really do. That's so awesome to, you know, to hear, to see you make that commitment like that. That's what it's about. That's how it happens, is when you summon it. You know, you're deciding. So yes, you know what, if we have a lot of like shadow emotion, like frustration, anger, sadness, low frequency energy, okay, we need to lift it up. So we need to detoxify the body. There's always a physical aspect, there's always an emotional aspect, and there's always a mental aspect. So there's some thoughts and words that are associated with the sadness. I got to think about them and change the way I think about them, right? For instance, my mother died when I was 19. And at the time, I was very angry. And the anger actually drove me into a lot of things in my life that caused me a lot of pain. But I needed to go through that pain. But now at 50, I can look back 30 years ago and think about my anger, about the loss of my mother. And I can see it in such a different way. And I can see the value of it. And so I can embrace it. And that's how I heal it. So I gotta get to the thoughts. I had to get to the thoughts. I didn't realize until 20, 30 years later that I had this anger and why I had it. So if we've got sadness, we got to understand why we have it and what we're thinking about, why we think that. And can we change those thoughts? So there's thoughts associated with it. There's words associated with it. There's emotional stuff associated with it. So sadness is the feeling. And then there's a physical thing. So there's probably a habit, or there's some foods that we keep on eating, or there's something that we keep on doing that's put in a pollution in the body. There's going to be some medications associated with this. I don't know all of the details, right? All I hear is sadness, but you know, I'm just speaking to that. But there's always a process to detoxification to purify that. It's a mental, it's physical, it's emotional. But if you address all three, you can heal it naturally. The sadness can go. Whatever you got, it can go. You just have to take an organized plan of attack towards correcting it. But it can be corrected. All things can be corrected. You just have to take a plan of action, an organized, diligent plan of action that you're practicing each and every single day. You're bringing it into your reality, energetically feeling it and creating it into your reality. Yes, that's right. That's right. I know I have this, and maybe I know I have this habit. I know I have this addiction. I know I have this obsession. I know I have this sadness. I know, but I accept this is what I got. And from here, I'm going forward, and I'm thinking and talking about where I'm going. Does that make sense? Does that feel good? Right? It's like, accept what I've got. Look at it. Give it a hug. Accept it. This is where I'm at, but it's not where I'm staying. I'm going to grow past this, and I can, because I've decided to. I choose it, and then I start thinking and talking about what's past this, like getting a vision of what that is. What would make me happy? What would make me happy? And if I don't know what would make me happy, then it's just like, just feel happiness. Just, I don't even know what it feels like to be happy. Okay, well, just imagine. What would it feel like? What might it feel like if I was happy? What might it feel like if I was healthy? What might it feel like if I was the power in my life? What might it feel like if I had the power to change my financial situation? What? I could change my financial situation within me. Yes, you can. Yeah, that's right. That's law of attraction, right? I can feel it up. I can feel up that energy. I can feel up that energy, and I can stay in that loving energy. It's a high frequency energy. It's a vibration. Feelings, vibrations inside of our body. So we can feel our best. We can come into the feeling of it. We know it intuitively. We can find it again. It's natural inside of us. We can find it again. We can come back to it. Awesome. You know, we're a community. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the comments, Joan. We're a community. We're a global community. Every single one of us has something to give. Every single one of us has something to give. I chose, in my fear, to expand and grow something. Right. So this is the program. I'm here to try and support. And we all have something to give. If someone shines their light, then others will be illuminated, right? So every one of us can go in and find our own light, bring it up, and shine it. Everyone can shine their own light. Each one of us has their own light. Each one of us can find it and express it fully and completely, right? We can come back to our best. It's within us. It's within us. We'll learn how to do it again, right? That makes sense. I'm back in my 15-year-old body. I went 30 years on this like protein, needed to be bigger, needed to make more money, needed to be more. Like I wasn't enough. I needed to be more. And what I learned after 30 years going the big circle is like I'm back in my 15-year-old body. Like I actually was everything that I needed to be. I actually was everything that I needed to be 30 years ago. And I went on this like tangent thinking that I wasn't enough. Like I needed to learn how to fill it up, just be it inside, just allow it to be, just be in the flow. There's a natural flow here. There is a natural flow here. And it's always available in every single moment. It's always here. So we can always be in the thoughts, or we can be in the flow. Know that the flow is always there. It's always perfect. We're always a part of it. It's always there. It's always perfect. We're always a part of it. But then there's these thoughts that are inside of my head. So I can be in the left brain thoughts, or I can step into the flow. They're both always there. They're both always there. So understand that I need to be at peace and balance with both. It's not to avoid one. It's to be like, yeah, there goes my mind again, wanting to eat. There goes my mind again, wanting to do this or do that. Oh, there goes those, there's that constant universal force of energy that's available, that's always available. And I can contact it just by taking an in-breath and an out-breath and watching nothing but the breath being the guard to the door of my mind. Yes. Observe and breathe. We have these two energies in our life, always going to be there, not going to go away. My wife is always going to be my wife. And sometimes she says some things and I'm just going, but then it's like, I love her anyways. My daughter, no matter what she does, it doesn't matter. My son, they screw some things up, but it doesn't matter. I love them anyways. So love is like loving the whole thing. Love is loving all of it, the good and the bad. You still love them, right? That's love. It's both. Comfortability with both. And then it's if we can combine it, that it's the thought seed always in the right space, that it's always stimulating the female to put the right feeling. The thought is always right to give the right feeling. The thought is always right to give the right feeling. If I always keep the thought in the right place, then the feeling is always stimulated in the right place. And so there's a constant natural flow that just continues. So we can stay in that space. We can learn how to do that. That's a practice that can be developed. There's expansion that can happen. It's a change of frequency. It's a change of vibration. This can happen to any one of us who wants to pursue that. You got to seek it. You got to go for it. You got to go after it. It doesn't happen unless you intend it into your reality. It's an intention right here, right now. And again, right here, right now. Going after it. Joan's pumped up. Thank you. Elena is fired up. Joan's pumped up. I love it, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate it. If you have any more, please feel free. Type in, chime in. Anything more you want to say, share. What's on your heart? What's on your mind? So then let's just close. We'll just close with an intention. We'll just close with an intention to heal, an intention to heal with loving thoughts and energy, an intention to heal with our greatest self, an intention to come back to our very best, to take physical and emotional practices to expand myself, to grow, to heal, to recover, to change my life forever, using a universal force that is forever, aligning with a force within me that is always available to me in every single moment. It's within me, it's around me. I can choose at any time to focus within or around me. I can boost my energy, boost my immunity, myself, my thoughts, my words, my decisions. I can choose to believe that that is my reality. I can believe it. I can imagine it into my reality. It's a frequency I can think about. Let's take a collective breath together. Breathe in and hold it in. And then slowly let it go. We're thinking about the things that we need to, imagining, visualizing the things that we need to. We're feeling those things into our reality. Blessings, blessings. Thanks so much to everyone for joining in tonight. I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Please tune in again on all things that you can. Please invite your friends to come along and join in too. Awesome. Not exactly how I planned things to go tonight, but grateful, so grateful for the time and the sharing. Yes, the mucusless diet, I would share it in PDF. I think I do have it in PDF. I do have it in some of my programs. I do share it. So I would be happy to share it, and I will. I'll share it in this program before the 10 days are up. For sure, you'll get it. Others will get it. Thank you for the idea. Awesome. Thanks, Joan. Thanks, Claudia. Thanks, Mary. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.